Good morning, everyone. It's Yvonne here to do your What's Cracking reading. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. For new people on board, welcome. And for those who've been with me forever, thank you for your loyalty. Just a quick sort of update on scammers. Somebody came to me yesterday and said they'd been scammed by somebody on social media. Please, I will never approach you. My way of thinking and the way I've always felt about things is you don't you don't push anybody to take your readings. That's it. So if you want a reading, you pick your own person, you come to me. That's why I have done that video up the front of my channel. I will never, ever, ever approach you. If you came to me and asked me a question, of course I would answer your question, but I will not approach you directly. I don't really, I think that somebody coined it yesterday. If you know me and you've been with me for a long time, you would understand that. But I think when people are new, they sort of get taken back by perhaps the cost or the fact that people are approaching them. If anybody approaches you for a reading, it's not a good thing. Sorry. It's just not a good thing. You should be able to do that and pick your own reader and select what you want when you want it. So anyway, please be on the lookout. They do sort of get you on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I don't know that, yeah, I guess they will on YouTube because they've imitated my channel there too. So yeah, so just be really cautious of people approaching you. All right, we're going to use the Rider-Waite Tarot for your reading today, and we have the beautiful Temperance card coming out as the energy for today. When Temperance comes out, she is very much, I don't say she, he, Temperance, is a card that talks of divine timing. Now, people sort of snort at this a little bit, and I feel that that's because maybe you don't understand what divine timing is. It's sort of divine timing is when everything falls into place, when everything is right on the path, when everything is just moving in the right direction. How do we get that to happen? Sometimes it's a matter of timing, just timing per se. At other times for me, I find it's about where people are at on their journey. So when you expect something to happen and you're not in a good frame of mind, sometimes things don't happen as quickly as you want them to. You can raise your own vibration through things like meditation, taking time out, mindfulness, those sort of things, being conscious in your own body, being the observer in your own life. All those things bring you into a higher state of vibration. Happiness, gratitude is the best one of the lot. If you want to get there, then watch the language you speak, understand when it is coming through negative, and always make sure you turn it around to the positive. Now, many of us sort of slip into that negative language. I hear people doing it all the time. If I love and respect you enough, I'll pull you up on it right there and then. The whole idea of it doesn't happen for me, I'm never happy, life doesn't give me what I want. All of those sort of things are negative programming. And if you're doing those things, then please pay attention to yourself. Because when you're in the attitude of gratitude, things change. Things change all round. So, you know, when you get up every morning, as I always say to people, clear the energies from the day before, put some protection on yourself for that day, and make sure that you at least name 3 things that you're grateful for. And if you're going to tell me you're not grateful for anything, then remember you are here, alive, and you have love for self. So if you haven't got any of those things, then start working on them. It's not an easy journey. I make it sound easy, but it's not easy. We've all struggled through our own sadnesses and our own challenges and issues. But getting into the state of temperance is a beautiful energy. It's when everything is falling into place for you. So this tells me that there is something here because you're completing here a cycle. I've seen this in a lot of personal readings this week. It does tend to sort of go in waves for all of us. I guess we're all sort of receiving very similar messages from the universe. But there are a number of people going through these changes at the moment and these realizations. And I guess that's why we get spiritual growth. Because it is in a wave, and I know it does go in a wave when we have things like full moons, or we have, you know, certain events, and they seem to raise things for us. And I know people are really skeptical about that, but the thing I always think of is that we are some 70-80% made fluid, and we run with moon cycles. If it affects the tides, if it affects, you know, the energies in the planets, then of course it would affect us. There's magnetic pulls. So whatever's going on here, there is some sort of completion of a journey. And whatever this is, it is helping you to get back into your own skin, into your own balanced state. Let's see why. All right, so you've surpassed something here that was painful. The Three of Swords has sort of a few meanings for me, but ultimately it does sort of say that there's been pain. The only good thing with the Three of Swords, it can be past pain or present pain, but this pain that's coming through here has created some sort of energy for you, and you need to sort of have a look at how to bring yourself back into balance. All right, so there's dissatisfaction, boredom, maybe you're stuck at the moment, maybe you've had pain, but you can't quite get past it. You know, somebody once told me when you are feeling sad, when you are feeling down, if you smile, it stimulates your nervous system in your face, and that creates hormones. And the hormones it creates are the ones that start to make you feel happy. And I can remember being really, really down in the dumps and standing in front of a mirror and forcing myself to smile to see if it would work. And it does. But you've got to really want to do it. So if you don't want to do it and you want to be sad, that's okay too. You can appreciate your sadness, understand your feelings, whatever you need to do. But if you want to get out of it, it is a really good thing to do. The mirror works amazing for so many tricks around your own psyche, you would be surprised. If you can't look in a mirror, then perhaps start there. But this says to me that you're sad, bored, and you want to move forward. You do. You want to move forward, but at the moment your chariot is stuck. So whatever this is for you, it seems to be a little bit of getting into, yeah, okay, all right, always a happy ending on the other end of things. So for me, this means that you're finding somewhere here with the Temperance and the Star card, you're finding your pocket. But it's been a trudge, it's been a journey, and I feel that there have been times here when you haven't wanted to move forward or you haven't wanted to take something up. Absolutely. But I feel like you're ready now, and I feel like you're shedding this sort of what I see as always this sort of stuck in your own way of thinking, maybe victim mentality. But whatever it is here, it's trapping you, and you need to get to this stage. So if you're in this energy here, there is definitely, on the other side of that, there is definitely an out, because the Star card is beautiful. In its own way, it talks about our destiny, where we're meant to be. Let's just get into this a bit further. See, I love spirit. So the Ace of Swords, like as a card, as a tarot card, and it is my favorite, as a tarot card, it talks about having clarity, seeing a perspective, understanding your direction. It can mean sort of, you know, cutting away the past or cutting away an old way of doing things. But whatever it is, for me, it talks of standing in your truth. Now, this isn't speaking your truth. Speaking your truth is a little bit different, because when we speak our truth, we tell the truth. We tell the truth as we see it. That is speaking our truth. When we're standing in our truth, we are standing in the person we were meant to be. So we spend a lot of our lives, you know, standing in our ego, living in the shadow of other people, living in the idea of what other people think of us, all of those things. And when you start to live in your truth, you start to get back to where you're meant to be. What does that mean? Okay, so if you've grown up believing that you were a certain way, or you've been in relationships that have told you a certain way. Sometimes you can adopt that way of being because everybody's told you that, and you may have that sort of damage to you from a young age where you believe what other people say about you. So if somebody says to you from a very early age, you're never on time, you're always late, Yvonne, you're always late, then you believe that's who you are. So you start to be late because that is what you've been told you are. And then one day you wake up and you think, why have I always been late? What was the reason for that? And you really look at yourself and you think there is absolutely no reason why I've always been a late person. So you make that change. You choose to make that change. You choose to be something different. And when you do, it feels more comfortable. It fits you better. So all of a sudden you realize that what you thought you are no longer, or you were never to start with. It's just that that was the view you adopted of yourself. When you stand in your truth, you are true to who you are. You're true to who you are as a person. And whatever that is, I know, use lateness as an example, very loose example. I'm never late. Has nothing to do with me at all. I actually try to push myself now to go a bit later because I'm always too early. I think it's some sort of ADHD thing, but I'm always like too early. And it's embarrassing for me. And I feel like here there is a real energy of you really standing in your own skin. And I feel that with the Temperance card too. So maybe something is coming forward for you to see it. Look, there's a wish card here. Maybe something that you've been wishing for has finally shown its face. You know, when something gets shown to you, like a coincidence, but there's no such thing as coincidences, right? But you have something happen to you that's really out of the box. And just for a moment there, you realize that you've manifested something, but you'll talk yourself out of it. Your ego will tell you, just a coincidence. No, it's not. So I feel like here with this wish card, something is going to be granted to you that's going to help you see who you are. We have the Three of Cups coming through here with the Queen of Wands. I love that we start with the Ace of Swords. We have the Nine of Cups here, the celebration of family and friends, and then the Queen of Wands. So for some reason, I feel here that something is about to be gifted to you, whether that is via the universe or whether it's somebody who just comes forward. Do you know, I've done it before. I thought, I really need this. I really need this. And someone comes forward and goes, hey, I've got one of these. Are you interested in taking it off my hands? I was about to sort of give it away or whatever. And you think, how does that happen? How is it that I am in need of something and all of a sudden somebody has got it there for me? Or, you know, you're not looking for a job and somebody will just out of the blue ring you up and say, hey, you know, I know this person's looking for somebody. Something here is going to be shown to you to help you step back into yourself. Seven of Pentacles coming through. Six of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles. Money, 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 money. And maybe that's what it is. You know, sometimes you can be a bit, you know, you have all these bills coming and you think, oh my goodness, there is so many bills here. And all of a sudden your savings account starts to get depleted, or you just don't have enough money and you're robbing Peter to pay Paul. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, you get this amount of money. And that only happened to me recently. And I remember thinking, what is it with the universe when you find yourself in a little bit of a pickle, something opens the door for you? And it happens. So I feel like here, 6 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles. So that's 10, 16, 23, 5 of Pentacles. So I feel like here, there is an energy of things flipping full for you, fully. There is an energy of being in a really dark place or a really low place and all of a sudden things flipping over. And that's really beautiful. I feel like for some of you, it's definitely something here that's going to help you sort out your finances. Now, I always say, you know, there's no harm in buying a lottery ticket, but don't ever go silly, because if you're going to win, you only need one. So I feel like here, it doesn't raise your odds any either. For some reason, people think if you buy more, it's going to raise your odds, and it really doesn't. Um, you know, it's like flipping a heads and tails, you know, no matter how many times you flip the coin, you've still got the same amount of averages. But people go, oh, well, if you flipped it 100 times, there's more chance it will go on to the other one. But that's actually not true. Your averages stay the same. So I feel like here, for some of you, this may be money. King and Queen of Wands coming through with that. Somebody is throwing some sort of communication your way, and you've got the Empress here, which is absolutely beautiful. Some sort of wishes coming true. We have the Star card now. I have the Nine of Cups. Something is about to happen that you've been hoping for and maybe hasn't happened up till now. And again, like if you've been trying to fall pregnant or wanting to have a baby, I feel like this is an ultimate time for you. Whatever you've been trying to manifest here, whatever you've been asking for the universe is about to come true. And I feel like somehow or another, in this being granted to you, that it helps you to step into your truth. Maybe it proves to you that manifestation is possible. And if you start discounting it with all of the ego things like, oh, it's just a coincidence, or, you know, it just happened, I'm just lucky, all of those things. Remember, there is no such thing as any of those things. Even luck for me. How can you be lucky? Some people go through life being incredibly lucky. They get everything thrown at them, and other people don't. You know, some people end up really rich and wealthy and famous, and some people don't. Is that luck? I don't think so. I feel that you're manifesting here. And something here is going to show you through your own manifestations that you're on track. You're able to be who you are meant to be. That takes a lot of work. All right, so we have the Temperance card. So something is falling into place here after a period of time where I feel that you have been unhappy and stuck. You want to move forward, but you seem to be stuck in this energy of what I see as a victim mentality. Poor me. Why me? So don't get into that energy. And if you hear yourself saying it, if you hear yourself being negative, turn it around. My time will come. My time is here. I am rich and wealthy right where I am. I have everything I need in abundance. Because we do have the Star card here and we do have the Nine of Cups. So for me, that says you are abundant already. It's already coming. It's there. It's on your doorstep. It's in the bank. But I feel like whatever here, it is about you being able to be true to who you are. And maybe that's an epiphany moment, a wake-up call, something that just reminds you of who you are. You know, it's funny because I have a number of people on my page who've been there right from the beginning. And I think I've had my YouTube channel now for a little over 4 years. And the other day I put something up, which is one of my favourite quotes. And I can name at least 3 of you who wrote underneath there that that is where you are now. So I know you've done the work because I knew you before you did the work, or I knew you 4 years ago. So if you're already to that spot, yeah, sure, it's taken that time, but how good does it feel? All right, don't let your past hold you back. That is the South Node energy. Let's have a look. Now, I have to get used to this book. And I usually, by the time I get used to it, I'm bored with it, need another book. So it's always quite funny. I think this is right at the end, this one. South Node, yeah, 114. All righty. Don't let your past hold you back. The South Node, like the North Node, is a karmic point, but it's opposite to the North Node and relates to the past, perhaps even to past lives. Whatever you're going through and whatever you're asking about, there's a chance that old age programming and conditioning is stopping you from achieving all that you might. Do you feel stuck in something? This card will often come as a sign that the situation or relationship you're asking about has somehow become suffocating, even toxic. It suggests that someone, you even, need to be released, that there's some kind of addiction going on or an unhealthy attachment that needs to be sorted out. One thing for sure, when you get this card, you've been challenged to make changes, even if staying where you are feels easier and safer. Now, the attuned to the moon here is I release the past. It talks about a relationship being karmic and has played out across many lifetimes. So if that applies to you, it may be that you are hanging on to something in your past and not able to move forward. So I just want to reiterate, because I guess this card is really very, I almost want to say resounding in the reading. If you have past life energy where you have been, say, a pauper, then in this lifetime, sometimes it's very hard to make something of yourself. If you have been told when you were young that you wouldn't go anywhere, then maybe you're still hanging on to that past energy. The thing is with past energy, it doesn't always mean a relationship or a physical thing. It can mean a way of doing or thinking that is holding you back. But whatever's going on here, you have got your hooks in the past. And I feel like in moving that, you'll move into the energy that will help you create what you want. I'll leave you with that. Thank you.